Feels so good to be back. What's up, everyone? My name is AJ Writes Crypto. I'm back. It's been a little bit. Some has gone down since the last time I did this live stream. I want to be straight with you guys. I had every intention on doing content when I went to Washington. We did Bitcoin Nashville. We went to Idaho to visit family, Jada's family. And then we went to Washington State. And in Washington, on Jada's birthday, we got engaged. real big day for the Writes Crypto family. Mrs. Writes Crypto, super excited about that. And this we got to understand is that we were in Washington for one day until people started flying in, because I flew out Jada's best friend. I flew out my parents. I flew out Jada's grandma, like Jada's grandpa came. Jada's whole family was there. My whole family was there. And as much as I wanted to do content in Washington, I realized how like disrespectful it would be to everyone we flew out to be like, all right, gotta go. All right, gotta edit, gotta do this, gotta do that. And last time I was in Washington, for Christmas, I did that the whole time. And I didn't even really get to enjoy being there. And I said, you know what? Like, it's probably a good thing to take a break. It's not going to hurt. I'm doing well. What's the point? It's like taking profits in life, and I needed to recharge like my spiritual creative battery. And I'm fine with that. I still posted in my Telegram group. I was still active on Twitter, but I needed to take a break on YouTube. And I needed to recalibrate what it is I do on YouTube. I think that doing 5 live streams a week is good for the base, for the core audience, but doing 5 live streams a week is not good to grow your numbers. And I certainly am. I had a long talk with the boys from Altcoin Daily. Had a long talk, with Ben, and I'm only one person. I'm only one person, and I'm trying to write books in the background. I'm trying to, be active on my Telegram group. I'm trying to trade. I'm trying to do that. I'm wearing 10 different hats, and the truth is that I need to scale back the live streams to make time for everything else. So what it's going to look like moving forward, I am doing 3 live streams a week. Those will all be everyone live streams. There will be an additional live stream for members only one of those days. I'm not going to do 2 live streams and 1 members only like I originally wanted to. I think I need to do 3 live streams and 1 members only on the same day as one of those live streams. Then I will have a lot more time to write, a lot more time to create, a lot more time to, I'm redoing this whole studio. I'm getting a new computer. I bought this new $6,000 camera, barely have got to use it yet. And I really want to tap back into the AJ who had more time to think, the AJ who had more time to really focus and to really make that fire. I went back and watched original AJ price prediction videos with the crazy board in the background and all that stuff. And damn, yo, I was on fire. And I was on fire because I had time to make every video that good. You know what I mean? And like, it's kind of impossible to do 5 live streams a week, to do my group, to trade myself, to have a life and write scripts and record. And dude, you get my point. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to beat this up, but I got to change. I have to make a change for the best thing for this channel. In terms of like money, I'm not worried about that. I'm good. All right. It's not for the money anymore. It was certainly a big learning experience, being able to really open myself up to take on sponsors, to take on projects, to take on, videos. I certainly made some decisions this year, and I had to, but I'm certainly going to be much more picky moving forward. I'm no longer doing like gaming live streams. I parted ways with Based. My decision. It wasn't good for my channel. It wasn't on brand. And it was worth a shot. It was worth something trying. You got to try new things, but things like that, it's worth taking a chance. All right. You gotta take chances. And I'm learning, guys. I'm learning every day. I'm learning more. And I could not be more grateful for the Grogger community. Guys, it was so crazy at Rare Evo, seeing people walking around wearing Get Rich or Get Wrecked shirts. I was like, what's happening here? You know what I mean? And it meant a lot to me to see that. And it meant a lot to be speaking at Rare Evo. Right here. This badge has speaker on it. That was crazy. I never thought that I would do that. You know what I mean? And I did it. And I'm going to keep doing it. And that was just a foot in the door to more speaking engagements at conferences. I'm good at that stuff. I'm shameless. I don't get anxiety. I don't care. And I really enjoyed it. And you'll see a lot more of that moving forward. And of course, big shout out to Mark Van Leberg from Algorand. We had a really great time preparing for the speaking engagement together. We had a really great time, executing it, doing the new Algorand ad. I will put out a video for of the speaking engagement itself, and with the ad at the end and everything like that. That's going to be awesome. Rags and Richie, you sent out shirts for Telegram members. So the reason that with the shirts and telegrams, what we did is that there was a bit of change of my distributor changed distributors a couple times when I tried to do it. And now what we're doing is, I think all we need is 5 more 1-year signups. And once we get those 5 signups, I'm taking the t-shirt off of the Telegram email, and only, and that will be 100 people, and that get the shirt. And once I get those 5 signups, I'm doing it all at once. I'm mailing them all at once, and that one-time shirt for the Telegram group is done. I said that like when it first signed up that it would take time for it to happen. It has taken too long, in my opinion. I didn't want it to be that way, but now I'm to the point where I'm just like, hey, let's just get it out to these 100 people and get it out and be done with it. Obviously, Grogger will continue. It's not going to be, every week thing. Maybe like, Grogger will continue. I'll say that. And I'm still waiting on getting my website and all that figured out. All right. Let me, Leah, yeah, it's a good point. Just checking the chat here for a minute. But I do appreciate everybody. Thanks for being here. But let's get into the show, all right? Let's get into the show. Let's take a quick look at the market. I do have a handful of stories to put out today. Let's get a fresh refresh here so we know what's up. All right, Bitcoin back above 60,000. Not a surprise, and I'll get into why that's not a surprise to me in a minute. I have some thoughts on where we're going to go here, but stick around. Ethereum 2600, BNB mid 5, Solana 140, cheap for Solana, but there's a reason that is where it is right now. I'll get into that too. XRP just under 60 cents, Dogecoin just over 10 cents, Toncoin staying in the top 10. Love to see it. What got knocked out? Tron and Cardano got knocked out. I think Cardano, man, hold on. Before we even get into the rest of this, shout out to Charles Hoskinson, man. Shout out to Charles. I actually need to go back and to the videos and watch his speeches at Rare Evo. I didn't have a time to fully absorb them as I was preparing to do my own keynote. It went Charles, the guy from Midnight, Iran, and then us. So I was kind of like all over the place. But I did have a chance to talk to Charles. I did meet his assistant, and I think in the near-ish future, we may have Charles Hoskinson come on the channel for an interview. I think that would be amazing. I've always been a big fan of Cardano. I think that Cardano is one of those coins that I'm not going to sleep on. It's not going to be 20% of my portfolio, but it's certainly in my portfolio, and it's certainly always a coin, always a project that I have a place in my heart for. And I think it is because of Charles. I think a lot of projects, what they lack is a strong leader. And when you think Cardano, you think Charles Hoskinson. And that leadership is everything, And I have full faith in Charles and the Cardano community, aka the ADA gang. You can't say that anymore though. And even as you'll find out soon here, I'm actually kind of getting into the Cardano ecosystem a little bit more. I have partnered with Atrium project on Cardano with Big Pay. You guys remember Big Pay, his project Atrium. I will have my video with Big Pay coming out here pretty soon. Also, I'm doing a new segment called 8 Minutes with Big Pay, 8 Minutes with Book.io, 8 Minutes with Altcoin Daily, 8 Minutes with BitBoy, 8 Minutes with everyone. And I think that is a really good way to do it because I have had some banging interviews on this channel. I don't know what it is. I'm good at interviews. I'm good at getting good interviews. I mean, I was texting with people from the Daily Wire yesterday. All right. I'm not messing around when it comes to these interviews. But you know, that's going to be a knack of mine. It always will be. But I learned a lot from the Gary Cardone interview that even if you have a really good name, you don't want to put a video that's an hour long. I'm not Joe Rogan. And I want people to click, because a lot of times if you're scrolling through YouTube videos, if something's like 18 minutes, 23 minutes, you're gonna go, oh, I don't want to watch 23 minutes. But you'll watch 7 minutes, you'll watch 8 minutes. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely going to try to keep that in mind and to try to compress the content, compress the ideas, so there's less fluff, more of what you want to hear, so you can get the information and continue. And you know that's certainly being efficient is much more important to me. Dan T said ADA is no longer relevant. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, bud. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Do I think Cardano's going to, you know, to $10? You know, probably not. But do I think that from where it sits right now at 35 cents, that it's going to do pretty good? Yeah, I do. And I know that because of the community, man. You have to look at coins from the lens of their demographic. You have to look at coins through the lens of what it is they're actually doing. And it's in, you know, so there, I understand last cycle's coins. I understand that. And that's also why I say in my personal portfolio, Cardano is 5 or 6% of my portfolio. That's not that crazy. It's nothing. It's more of an anchor. I do want exposure to Cardano, and I do want exposure to that community because it's a really good one. And hey, even what they're doing with Chang hard fork and everything, it's pretty cool stuff. Here, I actually have an article. Where's that article? I have so many stories pulled up here. All right. Bang. So the Cardano Chang hard fork is set to roll out next week. So basically, long story short, I think it's set to roll out August 27th. And it's basically a significant upgrade aimed at enhancing the governance. So basically, it'll have on-chain governance features as like the phase 1, and in this phase 2, it like activates those features. And then there's like the delegation representatives, also known as D-reps. And it's basically, you know, the whole point of Cardano, of Voltaire, is to give Cardano back to its community. That's the whole point. And really enhancing the governance is how they do that. So there's a lot to it. And don't get me wrong, guys, Cardano is an extremely complicated project to understand. It was actually funny talking to Big Pay. You guys are going to love the interview I did with Big Pay just recently, because like he goes on these rants and I'm like, you know how many videos I've written on Cardano? Like, what are you talking about? And it goes, that rabbit hole goes extreme, very deep rabbit hole to go down. But basically, what the nuts and bolts of this upgrade: governance, because Cardano is giving Cardano back to the community. That's what the Voltaire era is. It's very simple. From you know, nuts and bolts of it. All right, couple more. All right, so I do want to sidestep here. I have a lot to say today. I've been kind of stacking up here. All right, but what I will say, this is a chart I want to look at, and this chart is no other than the S&P 500. All right, this isn't crypto; it's the stock market. But guys, we have to always keep a finger on the pulse of the stock market. And what is interesting is that, remember when crypto was at its local high? There it was back in March, that circle. And crypto has not seen, altcoins and Bitcoin included, have not surpassed their level from back here in March. The stock market, took a dip with us, but then the stock market reclaimed and surpassed all-time highs, as crypto has not. And what we kind of really have to pay attention to locally here is this, the behavior, the nature of this uptrend. Okay. And it's interesting if you kind of go from, top to bottom of this dip here, we're looking at 5.8%, top to bottom of this dip here, looking at 9%. So as the price continues, the dips double. All right. So that's kind of worth keeping in mind. And will that continue? And we also do want to keep a close eye on this and make sure the stock market does find a way to get above this level right here on the S&P. We don't want to see a double top or a lower high type activity from the stock market. There is a little bit of bearish divergence forming on the 2-hour. I'm not that concerned at the moment. We do have a bull cross forming on the 2-hour chart. But long story short is we want to keep an eye on the stock market and make sure this thing continues on. If this continues on, this looks really good for crypto. There's a lot of, macro stories that look really good for crypto. Investors funneling $90 billion into U.S. money markets ahead of rate cuts. All right. And a lot of what this comes down to is, will we see a rate cut at the next FOMC meeting in September? All right. I believe it's the 17th. I want to say it's the 17th. Yes, I'm right. 17th, 18th, FOMC, 2024. Yep. So a lot of it does have to do with power, but there are some complications heading into the next FOMC meeting. All right. Hold on. Where's the story at? So thing number one, the jobs. Okay. Jobs data could be off by 1 million. 1 million, guys, when Labor Department revises figures, what it means for the Fed. So Goldman Sachs expects the revision. So there's going to be a revision of the jobs numbers. And they think that the error is between 600,000 and 1 million. All right. There are some analysts out there that think it's less, but they all point to some sort of revision. And this revision of the jobs data could affect the Fed's decision on the interest rates. All right. And this, this is the stuff that always kind of makes me scratch the back of my head, because we know, I'm not going to dig too far into this one, but we know the way they calculate CPI, the way they make these conclusions is so backwards, how they get to the numbers they get to. That's always been true. I remember Ben and I writing a video about that a while ago. If the numbers were the real numbers, the economy would be in a much worse spot. So the jobs part of it does throw a bit of, a tomahawk into our narrative. And our narrative is that things are getting better. We're expecting a cut. All right. And I mean, FOMC has pressed pause all year long. And obviously we've seen what happens, i.e. 2022, when interest goes up. We haven't seen what happened when interest starts to get slashed. And that's kind of a part of, the perfect storm, the crypto super cycle. We all like to talk about the interest getting slashed is a mandatory requirement on that specific confluence checklist. All right. Certainly a Trump White House, in my opinion, is a big check mark on that confluence checklist. I know some people out there think that it doesn't matter, or some people, I completely disagree. I'm not going to go too far into that, but here is where my point actually starts to matter. That why a Trump White House is very important. All right. This story, a Solana ETF was approved by Brazilian regulators, but apparently we have a snowball's chance in hell of approval in the United States. Why is that? That's great for Brazil, and that's great for Solana. In the United States, asset managers Van Eck and 21 Shares submitted applications for spot Solana products in June, hot on the heels of the unexpected approvals of the Ethereum ETF. Van Eck's Matthew Sigel, the firm's head of digital assets research, recently asserted that the U.S. Solana ETF approvals would be inevitable following Brazil's move, but there are no indications on when that is likely to happen, and there's a major setback. The 219B4 filings were recently pulled from the website of the CBOE exchange, which initially had them on behalf of the respective would-be issuers. So now people are saying, a Bloomberg analyst, Eric Balchunas, is saying that there is a snowball chance in hell of approval unless there's a change in leadership. Unless there's a change in leadership. And we know that there's been rumors circulating that Kamala is giving Gary Gensler a promotion. The chair, treasury director, I forget the exact. Gary's going up if Kamala gets elected. And Trump said at Bitcoin Nashville, I was there, I heard him say it in person, I'm going to fire Gary Gensler on day one. And the crowd went wild. So he doubled down and said it again. I love saying shit again. It's my favorite. People love repetition. They love it. People out here just trying to do some shit again. I love it. But yeah, so, you know, some people say, oh, the election doesn't matter. Oh, really? 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 At least for Solana, it matters. I'll say that. And I would at least say that, you know, Kamala said that she wants to have a reset with the conversations with crypto exchanges and the relationship of the Democrats and crypto. I wouldn't hate if the Democrats had a positive push on crypto to try to steal the crypto vote from Trump. It would be good, because if there were both sides pushing a positive crypto, we win, period. But when nothing at the DNC, nothing in that piece of paper that came out, like the agenda, I saw it on Twitter, had no mention of crypto at all, had zero mention of crypto. So the crypto vote is certainly on the right side of the aisle, and I am going to leave it at that. Mr. Mojo says, I'm getting nervous that Kamala could win this thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've had some serious thoughts. So, like, moving to Dubai, if she does, I'm not going to lie. Crypto is global, and I think that's the most important part here that people tend to forget. It would be nice if, you know, time will tell. Time will tell. All we can do is control what we can, and to, you know, make the most of what we have. And I have faith in that the smarter brains will prevail. I really do. Dubai is the answer. I mean, I think so. Secretary of Treasury. Thank you, Desert. I knew it was something like that. And shout out to Desert Crypto. Did meet Desert. I did meet Desert at Rare Evo. He was one of those guys wearing that fancy get rich or get wrecked shirt. Absolutely love it. Shout out to El Thoro in the chat. Gucci gang. Gucci gang. Facts. Love to see a lot of people talking Ada gang in the chat. Do appreciate you guys. All right. So, but yeah, so, you know, things are kind of changing when it comes to the Solana ETF. Before we keep going here, we have over 122 people watching this show. I went on a half hour early, and it's my first live stream in like 3 weeks, and you're all still here. That means the absolute world to me. You guys have no idea how much the core of the Grogger audience, you guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Things are changing around here at AJ Writes Crypto. We're scaling back on live streams to give me more time to bring the fire. And I've been shooting from the hip from a while. I'm a good shot, guys. I'm a damn good shot, but I need more time to focus. I need more time to stick to my name, to actually get these books out to you, to get these things out to you. And things are changing. You know, it does mean less live streams, and you know, I am sorry for that. We'll still have 3 a week, 4 if you're a member of the channel, but that 4th one will be on the same day. I'm pretty sure we're going to go Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm pretty sure Monday, Wednesday, Thursday is what I'm hoping to do. So, and thank you, Skittles McFly, on the engagement. Mrs. Writes Crypto. Mrs. Writes Crypto is a real one. Big shout out to Jade. I know she's watching the show somewhere. All right. Yeah, here's another article on, you know, the same Gary Gensler. We need a change, a snowball chance. Yes, this is basically the same article as the one before, but it is common to see that all going around here. A couple things I want to take a quick look at. We haven't looked at the gainers and the losers yet today. Let's take a quick look at that. Aave leading the markets. What the hell? Aave's alive? I'm kidding. Of course Aave's alive. DeFi, baby. Let's go. DeFi, Aave, Polygon Tron, Avalanche, Fast Token. Never heard of Fast Token before. That's a new one. Leading the top gainers in the top 100 today. Good to see Phantom back over 40 cents. Love to see that. Algorand back over 13 cents. Good to see that. I think a lot of these coins are going to pick up. Arweave, that is one I've been accumulating as well. And the losers, Helium, Litecoin, Jasmy. Jasmy above 2 cents, though. That's better than it was. Dogwhip. But, the biggest loser, besides Helium, at 3%, 2%, 2%, nothing. The market has been like sideways. And it was funny. I was looking at setups for the Telegram group the other day, and I looked at like all of the charts I love to trade, and it was just sketchy. It was sketchy. I was like, this is not like favorable. Like, this is bad. And I refreshed my phone once I got out of the shower, and I saw that CryptoFace put out a new video. Of course, I listened to it. And CryptoFace said, I haven't traded in 3 days. These market conditions suck. Shit's sideways. It's impossible to trade. I was like, see? Thank you. I'm not crazy. A big shout out to CryptoFace. Him and his girl took Jada and I out to Picasso at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. If you look at the Bellagio fountains, there's like that little patio on the right side of the fountains there, and it was just amazing time. Big shout out to CryptoFace, man. He had my back early on in this channel. He's become a really good friend of mine. He's one of my mentors, man. I'll call him just to talk. I'll call him to ask questions. I pick his brain, and we've really have become friends over the years. And I got a lot of love for CryptoFace. So big shout out to Market Cypher. Make sure you sign up. Links down below if you want to sign up. But just big shout out to CryptoFace, man. What a G. Also, I do have a couple more stories to go over, and then I'm going to hit a bunch of charts, and I mean a bunch of charts. But before I do that, I do want to say that there is an open $1,000 giveaway from coming out of myself and the Algo camp. I am a partner with Algorand. This has been out. Y'all have known this for a little while now. And when they're going out to the conferences, someone has to interview them. Might as well be me, right? And we partnered up, and we are giving $1,000 away. And all you have to do, I will copy and paste this tweet into the chat here. Okay. Copy, paste, boom. All right. And all you have to do is like and retweet this post, like and retweet the new ice cream ad on the Algorand Foundation page, and also make an original piece of content as described in this video. So it can be silly, it can be with your friends, it can be with your cat or whatever. And basically you have to eat your ice cream and say, should have shopped with Algorand. All right. I did want memes to be a part of this, and I think we might make an exception for memes. But the truth is, guys, there have been like 10 people that have made the video, and there's $1,000 up for grabs for the one person that makes the video. So there's 125 people watching this show right now. If you make that fire video with your cat or with your baby or whatever, make that video. Hopefully it's a grogger that gets that $1,000. I would love to see that. And I did copy and paste that tweet into the chat there. Another tweet that I really want to talk about here, put up by my buddy George from Cryptos Are Us not that long ago. This chart is just crazy. I am following subscribes different. This chart is crazy. MicroStrategy may have started accumulating Bitcoin earlier, but BlackRock has been making up for lost time. BlackRock has already outpaced MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings by nearly double. What? Oh, what? I gotta smash the likes on that. How does that only have 86 likes? That's kind of crazy. But guys, and this is what I'm saying about the long haul about thinking long term, not getting caught up in the day to day. If you're a day trader, yes, there will be a part of your portfolio where you're focused on the day to day. I think about 33% of my total crypto I day trade with. But a lot of people are just trading everything they have. No. You need to separate your trades from your long terms. And you need to know when you buy your long terms, this is the long term, write it down. I'm not selling this until this price gets to X, or if it gets to X and right scenarios, there will be an exit strategy video when it's time for the exit strategy video. But you have to think long term. I will give it to my boys at Altcoin Daily. Big shout out to Austin. Big shout out to Aaron. They did a speaking engagement at Saturday. I spoke on Friday at Rare Evo. They spoke on Saturday. And their whole thing was why this could be the best bull run ever. Is this crypto's best bull run? All right. And I think they're right. If you look at the conditions of what, even though we went down last time, Bitcoin was at 60 some thousand, and look at the conditions now. Last time was Bitcoin is at 60 some thousand, and the macro that has changed, the sentiment that has changed in terms of and this is what I'm saying, going back to this tweet here, guys, BlackRock has about doubled MicroStrategy's holdings. Do you really think BlackRock is just trying to buy at 60 and sell at 62? No. The ETFs changed everything for Bitcoin and for Ethereum, hopefully for the crypto at large. But specifically for Bitcoin and Ethereum, guys, this is the long play. I don't know how else to say it. Earlier this year, when everyone got excited in March and April, this is going to be a shortened cycle. It's going to be all-time high this summer. Oh, my God. No, never, ever. Because BlackRock, MicroStrategy, Wall Street is playing the long game. All right? I think that this cycle, 150, baseline 120, 150, 180 would be great. But Michael Saylor spoke at Bitcoin Nashville. For 2045, 21 years from now, he's saying bearish case, $3 million Bitcoin, base case, $13 million Bitcoin, and bullish case, $49 million Bitcoin. Do I think Bitcoin's going to 49 million by 2045? I don't think so. But even if he's wrong and the bearish case, or almost the bearish case, becomes reality, we're still talking Bitcoin's right now at 60, eventually getting into and above $1 million per Bitcoin. Think about the implications. Think about the respect the crypto industry will have accrued by that time. Guys, I don't care if you didn't get to buy Ethereum at $100. I don't care if you just got into crypto this year. You're still early. Period. That's it. Do you want to get into trading and learn how to leverage and learn how to make that quick flip? Sure, you can. I think you should, because it's a tool you want to learn how to do. It's another tool in your tool belt. But that is only a part of it, guys. You're not trading 100% of your bags. You're trading a small part of your bag. And I think me having 30% of my crypto in a day trade account, I think that might be too reckless. But I also don't trade all 100% of that 30% in every trade. Absolutely not. Hell no. But my point here is that I really want you guys out there, especially those of you out there with less than 20 grand, with less than 50 grand, with less than 100 grand. Y'all have to play this smart. Y'all have an opportunity right now to make some pretty good money. All right. And if you get stuck chasing, jumping out, jumping in, doing this, doing that, that ain't it. You got to make a decision. You have to stick to your guns. You have to make a goal, keep yourself accountable to that goal, and do not fall in love with your bags. All right. I got a couple more interesting news stories here, and then we're going to keep the ball rolling here. Let me get rid of some of these tabs I'm not using anymore. I don't need that one. Okay. Okay, here's one. This is a good story here. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, hold on, really fast super chat. We got a $5 super chat from Gregory Ward. Congrats on your proposal. Jealous of that killer show. My guy knows what to say to me. I don't know what it is about the Killers, guys, but every time I see the Killers live, I have like a spiritual experience. That album Hot Mess, it was the 20-year anniversary of Hot Mess. They played it in order from start to finish, and man, dude, that album takes me back big time to when things weren't so easy for Mr. Wright's Crypto, for when I was struggling with a lot. And I know everyone has their troubles, everyone has their hardships. You know, I obviously have a checkered past. It wasn't always easy for me, but that album really kind of has always taken me back to like the kid in me that I had to forgive. You know what I mean? And it was $1,300 for me and Jada to go to the show. It was expensive as fuck, but I'm glad I went. And man, shout out to Flowers, bro. Flowers is just the man, and it was a really good time. So Gregory, I do appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yes, Hot Fuss. Excuse me. I don't know why I said Hot Mess. My brain's going all over the place today. All right. All right. Bang, bang, bang. BlackRock's ETHA becomes the first Ethereum ETF to cross 1 billion in net inflows. ETHA holds over 860 million. Damn. That's a lot of money. That's 860,000,000. Dang. In net assets, only Grayscale's mini Ether Trust, Ethereum, and ETH have more. Its net inflows are more than the next 3 highest ETF inflows combined. Man. And here's the thing with the Ethereum ETF. I mean, obviously, the BlackRock has surpassed $1 billion in inflows. We have seen some outflows, but nothing too crazy. This is the point. This is the point. First of all, it's great that they hit that milestone, and that's really the nuts and bolts of the story. Here's the thing. We have yet to see the true course, the true trajectory of Ethereum combined with it having an ETF, because there was the build up to the ETF. There was the hype coming into the ETF, but since then it's been kind of a fight. We haven't really seen it pay off for Ethereum yet in a big way. All right. And I think if you're like a millionaire, got a lot of money, definitely want to have some Ethereum for sure. But say you don't have $1 million and you're trying to get an upside hit in the Ethereum ecosystem, I think I have the project for you. And it's not the first time I talked about it. I'm not going to pretend like this is a new idea, but I have talked about this before. But every time I circle back to this project, it reminds me. And every time I see stories like that with Ethereum saying, we got $1 billion in net inflows in the BlackRock Ethereum ETF. When you see those stories, I come back to this project here. Ethereum Name Service, ENS, currently 110 by market cap, not even inside the top 100. Market cap, just over 600 million. All right. So basically, if this thing, and look at the supply. All right. The circulating supply, 32.9, total 100. It does have a way to go. But I also think that it's not going to be that big of a deal if we're buying now and selling next year. The supply isn't going to go that crazy. And that's also kind of why I've changed my stance on optimism. I don't like optimism as a multi-year hold. Do I like optimism from now to November next year? Hell yeah. I have changed my stance for this year for optimism. And I feel that same way about ENS. You can't get totally turned off for a 1-year hold over bad tokenomics. All right. And guys, basically this doubles. We get to 1.2 million here. This thing's almost $40. All right. And I think there's a good play here. Also, I remember Vitalik gave them more money than they asked for. There was some upside there for sure. And then hold on. Where's the other story I have right here? Boom. ENS Labs partners with Dentity to advance real world credentials via crypto. Both companies plan to integrate verified credentials on chain to bridge the gap between off chain and online entities. Very interesting story. Not going to read the entire thing, but this is the kind of stuff that you want to see. I think ENS has a lot of upside. They're building out. They've been building out. Vitalik believes in the project. I think when I saw the story that they had a grant money and Vitalik gave them way more than they asked for, I was like, okay, Vitalik believes in this. Vitalik wants to see this project succeed. And I think that, I actually would be very interested. I think I'm going to write it down. Where's the pen? Where's my pen? All right, I got my paper. Right now, where's the prices? Bang, bang, bang. All right, today, August 21st, 8/21/24. ENS equals 18.36. Ethereum is this moment in time 2612. 2612.88. All right. We're going to find out. I think ENS is going to outperform Ethereum in a big way. In a big way. All right. And that's where I stand. That's where I stand. Very interesting article here. Raoul Pal. We all know, man, this guy has no chill. This guy has no chill. He sounds the alarm on XRP and Cardano and faces backlash. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear this.
XRP, it's like from
give me a thumbs up in the chat.
Two bull markets ago. You might be right. You might love it forever. Just please move to whatever the strong momentum is. I know there's that fear in your head is this time it'll be the big one. You'll get plenty of notification. You get back in, but don't miss the bull market because you're in a narrative of past. And the communities are huge. And I don't want to get attacked by people online for this, but I just feel like you're being done a disservice by being in a cult. Our job is to be mercenaries. We're in the job to make money, not to be a cult. Cults don't make money except for the leaders. So I know it hurts people when I say this. Cardano, XRP, there's a whole bunch of these. I really hope you're right, but hope is not an investment.
Wow. Coming out and saying that's a hard stance, guys. That's a hard stance saying that XRP, Cardano, cult. Don't fall into a cult. I think that's really harsh language, but I do think some of the old coin versus new coin narrative, I'm torn because a lot of the new coins haven't made the mistakes that the old coins have made. And the old coins have made those mistakes and have learned from them and are, growing, building, have been established, have brand recognition, have really built, where the new coins, it's all a promise. It's just a promise. All right. And I agree, Dimple Paul, hope is not an investment. I agree. But I think that this is where the diversification conversation enters in. Do I have exposure to Cardano? Yes. Do I have exposure to XRP? Yes. But when both of them together consist of 9 or 10% of my portfolio, I am not that the success or failure of either of those is not going to dictate my success. And I think that if you want to have exposure to something because you believe in it, yes, but what happens is when you see the people that send the portfolios in on this channel, 45% Cardano or 55% XRP, those are the portfolios that I'm worried about. That type of mindset is what I'm worried about. And as much as I do disagree with him on several things here, I don't think XRP I don't think Cardano is a cult. I think both of them have upside. I think both of them will succeed. But I also think that there are a lot of coins coming up that are going to outperform them in gains. And those are certainly anchor type holds, as I have explained before. So, there is a lot to it there. There's a lot to it there. And I think that the point is what I would say here is that if you want to have exposure to some older coins because you think they're going to do well, as just as I do, fine. But don't make it 35% in one hold of your portfolio. All right. Alex Naibo, did you ever look into Proppy? I did. I actually met somebody at Bitcoin Nashville, very high up the ladder at Proppy, hanging out. We hung out 2 times, and I am going to organize an interview with I think their CEO. Yeah, with their CEO or their founder. I forget. I'm having a big conversation with someone from Proppy here sort of soon. So yes, for sure. Okay. Karen said, I have a holding of old coins because I never sold last bullet run. LOL. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. And, guys, you also have to think to yourself, when retail comes back in whatever fashion they come back, you have to think accessibility. The 150 people watching the show right now that should all smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've been here. We're going to catch some of the new coins. We're going to make that pivot, and make money that way. But the people that haven't been here, that are just learning the ropes, they're going to buy what they have access to. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, ton, Solana, stuff like that. That's what people are going to find until they learn about everything else. And there's a lot of decisions to be made. You can't, you get my point. I do hope Algorand goes to $4, says Jack Fozard. In all seriousness, I do believe in the coins I buy. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I think $4 is a big ask. I think it's possible, but damn, that would be crazy. I think Algorand reclaiming its 282 from last year, considering how much the supply has grown, you gotta understand tokenomics when you look at a number. Just because you say, oh, I did this last time, so it's gonna do it more this time. Well, when the supply tripled or doubled or multiplied by X since last time, you have to realize how much more, So you do have to take that into account with Algorand. You do have to take that into account with the graph and HBAR and a lot of these coins. But just be aware of that. Manuel Prado, I would like to become a member. Already emailed you. I will check. The emails are out of my hands unless there's like a specific question. I will make sure the team, or I could check it myself. I very rarely check the emails anymore. I just don't have time. Okay. And that was when I first started the Telegram group, man, I was in those emails, man. And then I just realized, AJ, this isn't your job. This is taking too much of your time. Hire someone. And I did. All right. So, couple things. Oh, and speaking of my guy, Manuel Prado, if you'd like to join my Telegram group, go ahead, do the thing. AJAlphaGroup@gmail.com. Take your trading to the next level. This week we are back in full swing. I still posted fairly regular in the Telegram group as I traveled. When I'm at conferences like Rare Evo, if I'm speaking at a conference, guys, I'm not going to post in the group every day. I also am not going to post in the group if there are unfavorable market conditions. I'm not going to post trades in the group just to say I posted a trade in the group. That's not how I operate. I'm going to give you the charts that I am looking at to pull the trigger on trading that day. That's how I operate. All right. I'm not going to just cover the base and, I posted in the group today. That's not how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it as in, does this trade look hot? Is this going to work itself out? Yes. That's how I look at it. And of course, there's a lot more alpha there too. Coin picks, portfolio build, stuff like that. I have been working out kind of more of a formula to the group itself. Obviously, guys, this group just started like what, 4 months ago, not even. And it's changed since it started. It's growing since it started. And I'm really proud of it. I'm very proud of this group, and I'm very proud of the people in it. I had a couple chances to talk with people, from the group that I saw at the conference. I know Karen, saw her and Derek at the conference. Much love to them. They even caught me on the walk out. On the walk out of the hotel. What's sweet people. Karen and Derek, amazing people. Definitely, you'll see them at a crypto conference, and they are really, really, really great people. They're in the group. All right. My guy Jacob Bergress. He's actually going to come on the channel. He's been building, and when you see someone that was just a guy in the chat that starts to make progression, that starts to build, that starts to get in teams, that really starts to work on things, that's someone that I want to focus on. That's someone that I'm going to give attention to, and someone I want to help build. Because, guys, I will never forget that I was just a guy in the chat. And when, my work got recognized, all right, and now here we are, all right, all these years later. Never thought that would happen, but it did. So, and, I have certainly have worked out the kinks in the armor of the group. And I certainly am looking forward to the next members only live stream, which I'm going to do tomorrow, I believe. I'm looking at 2:00 p.m. EST for the members only group tomorrow. Just my thought says, I don't like how VeChain spends all time on better. Well, what are you talking about? Bitcoin Brian, let's not say things like that in the chat. Thanks. I mean, you're a mod. I don't know what made you think saying something like that is cool in the chat. All right. You know better, dude. You're a mod. You don't want to lose that wrench. Just my thought says, I don't like how VeChain spends all their time on better. All right. Well, you have to understand the point of VBetterDAO. The point of VBetterDAO is VeChain's push into sustainability. And what you have to understand is that sustainability projected out by 2030 is like 16, 20 some $1 trillion industry. $1 trillion industry. And if VeChain can capture a small percentage of that market share, that means really good things. So what they're doing is completely based off empirical data from the Boston Consulting Group. All right. So a bet on VeChain is a bet on the strongest consulting group in America, where RWAs paired with sustainability combined is their target. So I understand if you don't like the sustainability stuff or you don't like VBetter, I understand, but you also have to understand the effort they're making and why they're making that play to get in the slice of that sustainability pie. And it's a great idea. All right. So keep that in mind. If you don't want to do mugshot, if you don't want to, take part in VBetterDAO, that's fine. But you also have to respect why they're doing it. And I think that it's going to pay off for them in a big way. Desert Crypto, we'd love to have you on our channel, JPEG Empire. For sure, man. For sure. Definitely not this week. Not this week. But maybe next week or the week after that. Well, let's say my calendar here. Labor Day weekend's bad. I'm going to Maryland. Let's say like Thursday the 5th. Desert Crypto. That's like one of the only days that works for me. I hope that works for you because I already put it in my calendar. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Cool. Send me a message on Twitter. Perfect. All right, checking the chat. All right, couple more things. Gonna call it here kind of soon. Over 150 people here. I'm glad y'all are here. It means a lot to me, especially after taking a break. For y'all to come back when I start the show at 10 instead of 10:30 means a lot to me. Means a lot. I'm not. Before I keep going into the charts here, I do not have the perfect answer for what time is your show. I have to talk with Ben because Ben is starting his show in 5 minutes. And I don't know if he's going to always start at 11 or if he's always going to start at 11:30. If I could fit back into 10:30, 11:30, I think I'm okay with that for a little while. But like I said, and because I'm doing less live streams, I'm not so caught up on how to optimize every one, because really I'm trying to optimize my pre-recorded content, and that's what's important to me right now. So certainly keep that in mind. All right, so let's hit some charts here, everybody. Let's hit some charts here. All right, and what you're going to see with this chart here is kind of what you're going to see across the board. I'm not going to show all the levels because that is for the Telegram group, but oh, that's not correct. All right, here is WIF with. All right, and obviously this thing has come down, pretty significantly. It hit this local bottom, okay, at $1.07. And guys, anytime a chart hits a local bottom like this, draw that line, set that alarm, because if it goes off and we put in a lower low, you want to know that, and you want to make that trade. All right, and then from these alarms that we could have shorted here from the Telegram group, from the loss of 173, we're looking at a 37% trade in 3 days. Or if you just traded to this level, 8%, or just to this level, 13%. You get the point. And then from the set of this alarm all the way up to this, another 31% move in 2 days. Not bad, guys. We are getting some straight fire trades over at the group, but now it has really found itself in this range. All right, so now we got to get the top here, just like we got the bottom at $1.96. So this thing's ranging between $1.07 and $1.96, which is a pretty big move. But here's the thing. We want to make sure we have an eye on the trend, because it did put in a higher low. All right, so can we start this conversation? All right, I mean, I want to start this conversation. I'm showing you this chart because it matches a lot of other charts. Is it going to is the price going to bounce off this and bang up through here? That would be great. That would be great. And from where it sits, it's possible. But where the line is right now, it's actually very interesting where it is. It's actually floating on this support resistance level at 148. It's sitting on that level. And on the 2-hour chart, it's actually sitting on the 50 EMA. So if it loses here, we have to watch, is it going to respect this trend line? All right, so I think alarming this trend line and shorting the loss of it, if that happens, is not a bad idea for a trade. Because even if you went from here and then use this as your target, you're still looking at a 6% move from the disrespect of this trend line to this bottom. If it double bottoms, that would be a 6% move. Not bad, especially if you add leverage. All right, so certainly be aware of 148, 157, 173, and the trend line. And it's very similar kind of situation. I'm kind of zooming in, ignoring some of the levels on the other charts and kind of looking at, all right, so Jasmine. Okay, Jasmine has been one we've been trading a lot. Very similar situation. All right, it kind of came down and then it paused up a little higher, and it's just barely holding on to that trend line. Another one you want to keep in mind, also just below support resistance at 2 cents, a little teeny bit over 2 cents. And I would also be aware of this support resistance level here at 0.18. And if it loses that, you could, target a short here to this SR or local low at 1.5. Worth noting. I do like always keeping a close eye onto what is hot on PHEMEX at the moment. When you're doing large trades, you do want to target those coins that have more than 10 million in volume. Got a new coin, Rare, here. Definitely head over to the Telegram group if you want to see my setup on Rare. I do have that one locked and loaded. Going to post it maybe a little bit after or during Ben's show. Solana is a trade I'm looking at right now. Dogecoin is a trade I'm looking at right now. But Popcat, still 11 of volume. That is one we've been hitting in the Telegram group relentlessly. And do I have the chart pulled up? I will pull that chart up. In the meantime, I'm going to show you Bitcoin. I'm going to show you Popcat. All right, so let's zoom out here big time on Bitcoin. All right, so very messy chart. All right, very messy chart, but we do have the Gon fan on this one. So what we need to understand, macro, we are kind of pushing down with Bitcoin. All right, that's the gist of it. These blue lines here. But there is volume above up here at 67, 68. And when you kind of draw this line, it has kind of, besides it wicking down on the daily chart, it did hold its spot. at 53.6. It really did. And then if you kind of look anchor wave, trigger wave, trigger wave, trigger wave, like daily chart, Bitcoin doesn't look that bad. Okay. Bitcoin doesn't look that bad, but the reasons I'm saying, whoa, these conditions scare me. I mean, the past 14 days, if you ignore that one wick, the past 14 days, Bitcoin has traded inside of a 9% range. Not really much to go off of there. If you even want to tighten this range up and draw a line at, 57.8, 61 here, I would tie Bitcoin into a tight conditional range between 61,800 exactly and 57,925. 57,925 and 61.8. That is the gist of Bitcoin's range that it's been in for 13, 14 days. When it breaks one way or the other, that will be an indication for a big part of the market collectively. Pop, cat, bang. All right, so this is one we hit a lot in the group, and rightfully so. I have made some serious money trading PopCat. All right, here is a gist of its local action. I'm not going to zoom out and give the levels away to the entire stream, but definitely you should have these alarms set if you're in the group, and you're getting the local levels anyway without even being in the group. Lucky you. And so this is what we got to pay attention to. It has, and that's what I was worried about right here, because it did get rejected from that uptrend. And we did talk about that. And then so we're in this local downtrend here. So, and it is kind of really fighting at 43 here. I don't really hate the idea of a short to local low, 11% move down. But right now between 47, 42.9 and 35.6, oscillator is kind of dead, and the volume's pretty. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Another thing you can do in these spots when it gets a really tight range like this, and you see how this level matters from over here. You see how this level, local levels, okay, we're not talking macro levels, local levels, bottom, top, that matters. And now it has failed to, it doesn't want to lose this level, all right? So if we just kind of ignore this line for a minute, okay, and just look at this range, and just look at this range here, between here and here, all right? That would be the current range for PopCat for the past day. All right, about 7% range. This level here is 46.09. This level here is 42.35. That would be my local conditional range for PopCat. There you go. This is a tough one to call, to be honest with you. And sometimes, guys, this has a lot to do. I would like to see it break to the upside, especially because of this range here and where it went down, because it's still in this downtrend, which you have to understand. And it easily could come down here and touch this easily. That does look like it makes sense to me. But guys, this is why the strategy of my group is paramount. I don't guess. I react. Learning how to react to the market will make you way more money than flipping a coin and rolling some dice and throwing a dart. React to the market. That is what I do best. I will obviously Skittles, DeFi hold, will you choose Aave or INJ? If I had to pick between the two, I'd probably go INJ. I do have to leave the show. I appreciate you all. We'll talk about the Algorand chart tomorrow. I don't want to start doing call out charts because then I'll run through them all. I got to save myself. I have a lot of work to do today. I got a lot to catch up on. But you guys are amazing. Smash the likes on your way out the door. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for being here. This is my first live stream back in 3 weeks. There's 150 people here the whole time. I couldn't be more grateful for you guys. You guys mean the world to me. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for always having my back. We're going to do this. We're going to do it together. My name is AJ Rice Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. Have a safe rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. or 10:30. You'll see in the morning.